defend colored people, Atticus?
Why, of course I do, Scout.
I know that Tom Robinson's in jail, but why?
Well, old Bob Ewell accused him of raping his girl, Mayella.
Do all lawyers defend colored people, Atticus?
Well, of course they do, Scout.
Well, then why does Cecil Jacob say it defended him? He made it sound like he was running a still.
Scout, I'm simply defending a man. His name's Tom Robinson. You're a little young to understand some things yet, but there's been some high talk around town that I shouldn't be defending Tom.
Well, if you shouldn't be defending him, then why are you doing it?
Well, for a number of reasons. Main one is, if I didn't, I couldn't hold my head up in town. I couldn't represent this county in the legislature. Why, I couldn't even tell you and Jen not to do something no more.
Why?
Well, every lawyer gets at least one case in his life that affects him personally. This one's mine, I guess.
Are you gonna win it, Atticus?
No, Scout. Judging based on appearances. We don't do that, right? Wrong. We all make assumptions about the people around us that don't have any real grounding. It's something that everyone does to some degree. These assumptions can affect our judgment, causing us to treat other human beings in irrational and evil ways. In a culture that tells us to look only at the surface, we must learn to see past physical appearances, religion, and skin color, and learn to accept or deny people for who they are, rather than what we perceive them to be. Throughout history, mankind has allowed their prejudices to harm others around them. It's ugly, but it's reality. So join me for a story that illustrates this concept in To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
When Atticus came home for dinner, he said they spent the morning picking the jury. After we ate, we sped to the courtroom. We could see everything. The jury sat to the left. Atticus and Tom Robinson were at tables with their backs to us, and Judge Taylor was on the bench, looking like a sleepy old shark. By the time we got there, Heck Tate, the sheriff, was already on the stand.
Sheriff Heck Tate. Mr. Tate, could you tell us what happened that evening?
Well, I was just about to head home from the office when Bob Ewell came running into his house quick with some colored man had raped his girl. So I hopped in the car and went down there straight away.
And what did you find?
Well, she was lying on the floor just to the left as you go in. She was pretty well beat up. I asked her who'd beaten her. She said, Tom Robinson. I asked her if he took advantage of her. She said, yes, he did. So I went down to Robinson's house and brought him back. That's all there was to it.
Now, Mr. Sheriff, you say that she was mighty well beat up. In what way?
Well, let's see now. She was hit mostly around the head, and she had a black eye.
Which eye was that, Mr. Tate?
Let's see now. It was the right. Yeah, I remember now. She was hit mostly around the right side of her face.
Thank you, Mr. Tate, that's all. Bob Ewell? Mr. Ewell, did you hear everything that the sheriff said?
Oh, yeah. I heard everything the sheriff said.
And did you have anything to add to it?
No, I hold with everything the sheriff said.
Now, Mr. Ewell, can you read and write?
I most positively can.
Would you write your name here and show us?
I most positively will. Yeah. What's so nervous?
You're left-handed, Mr. Ewell. Are you ambidextrous?
I most positively am not.
It seemed to me that Atticus was trying to show that Bob Ewell could have beaten up Mayella. You see, if her right eye was blacked, and she was hit mostly on the right side of her face, it would tend to show that a left-handed person had done it.
Mayella Violet Ewell? Miss Mayella, could you describe to us what happened that evening?
Well, I was out on the front porch, and there was this little shift robe in the yard that Tom wanted me to bust up, but I wasn't feeling strong enough. Anyways, Tom came along, and I said, "Get in here and bust up this chiffer him for. So he came in the yard, and before I knew it, he was on me. Just running behind me, he did. I fought and I hollered, but he hit me again and again. And he knew what he was after.
Now, Miss Mailer, you're gonna have to bear with me, will you? Good. Mailer, do you love your father?
Love him? What do you mean?
I mean, is he good to you? Is he easy to get along with?
Well, he's tolerable. Except when?
Except when he's been drinking? Mailer, has he ever gone after you?
What do you mean?
I mean, when he's riled, has he ever beaten you?
My boss never took a hair on my head in my life. He ain't never touched me.
All right. Now back to what happened. You say that Tom Robinson came up behind you. Do you remember him hitting you in the face?
Why, yes. I mean, no. I don't remember. I just don't remember.
Now, I want you to make sure that you have the right man. Could you identify him for me?
Why, yes. That's him, yonder.
Tom, could you stand up?
Tom Robinson rose to his feet. He looked strangely off balance. His left arm hung dead at his side. It ended in a small, shriveled hand. Tom Robinson was crippled.
Mailer, is this the man that beat you up?
It most certainly is. I don't know how he done it, but he done it.
He blacked your right eye with his right fist?
I ducked and it glanced off. That's it. I ducked and it glanced off.
Now, you're becoming suddenly clear on this. Why, just a moment ago, you couldn't seem to remember much of what happened at all, now could you? Who beat you up, Mailer? Tom? Or your father? Why don't you tell the truth? Didn't Bob Ewell beat you up?
I got something to say that I ain't gonna say no more. That man yonder took advantage of me, and if you find advantage of him and ain't gonna do nothing about it, then you're all yellow, stinking cowards, the lot of you. Atticus made it as clear as anything to the jury. I didn't see how we couldn't win.
Gentlemen, I shall be brief. To begin with, this case should never have come to trial. This case is as simple as black and white. The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence to the effect that this crime ever took place. It's relied instead upon the testimony of two witnesses, whose evidence has not only been called into serious question, but has been flatly contradicted by the defendant. The witnesses for the state have presented themselves to this court with the cynical confidence that you would go along with the evil assumption that all black men lie, that all black men are basically immoral, and that all black men are not to be trusted around our women, which we know in itself is a lie. You know the truth, and it's this. Some black men lie. Some black men are immoral. And some black men are not to be trusted around women, whether black or white. But this is a truth that applies to the entire human race, and to no particular race of men. Our courts have their faults, as does any human institution. But in this country, our courts are the great levelers. And in our courts, all men are created equal. I trust that you gentlemen will review the evidence presented without passion and restore this defendant to his family. In the name of God, do your duty.
A jury never looks at a defendant that is convicted. And when this jury came in, not one of them looked at Tom Robinson.
Guilty. 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 Thank you for coming, Judge.
Your time was 9:36.
Thank you.